guys, this is Malorian, and this is going to be kind of an interesting battle report. This is one that's been a long time coming, where one of my viewers and a guy I knew from, a while ago, he was saying to me, we got to use an anvil. Why are you not using an anvil, ever? And I always say, come on, it's trash, it's trash. And he kept on asking me to use it, and I said, all right, if you want me to use the anvil, you got to play against me. So we finally got this game together. It's going to be Empire versus Dwarves, 2,500 points. Now, this battle report is going to be kind of crazy because my camera was dying. I've lost the charger, so my first camera is going to die here, and we're actually going to go to video later on. But you can also see with this close-up that he also has his guys killing orcs. So, there's a little bit of, okay, that's how you want to play this. But anyway, he's going to be running a steam tank, a unit of demigryphs, and then some knights. In those knights, he's going to have his BSB. Then he's going to have his big unit of halberdiers with 2 detachments of archers. Archer unit in the back, which is going to have a level 4 shadow and also a level 2 of fire. He's going to be having his mortar. And then over on this side, 2 cannons, 4 more demigryphs, and his cactuses type model. For my part, here's my anvil. Man, my camera is really dying. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, I hate the anvil. The anvil's silly. You shouldn't really take it in the new book. But, hey, we're going to give it a try. So otherwise, what I got going for me is I got 2 gyrocopters, 1 on either flank. I'm running 2 cannons, 2 organ guns, and a flame cannon. I got the horde of the hammerers. We also have 20 thunderers with shields, and my BSBs in there. Then I also have 40 warriors with great weapons. They're currently in bus formation. But the mission we're playing is just a regular battle line, is what we rolled for. For terrain, I got a hill back here. He has a Temple of Skulls on his side. There's a ghost fence to the left. Building to the right. That white building here on the more left side is a haunted mansion. And then the little pillar there is going to be an elven waystone. And it just wasn't a settlement with 1 fence and 1 building. So really looking here, the big thing I want to do is, of course, go first, shoot down, try and do some damage to his cannons and stuff like that. But really kind of then just draw him in, destroy his infantry with my flame cannon, and do my normal dwarf things. Unfortunately, I kind of realized when I was doing deployment that this pillar in my way was going to kind of be annoying for using that 1 warrior unit effectively. And then the other thing is, even though I got the +1, I rolled 2 1s in a row, and luckily he rolled 2 2s. And then after that, I rolled like a 2 to make it a 3, and he rolled a 4 to steal a niche on me. So we'll see how that goes. So right away, he's going to be casting some magic on me and reducing my blitz skill by 3. So this organ gun will be down for a turn, but that's okay. Otherwise, in his shooting phase, he gets some bad luck. 1 cannon is going to explode, and that's going to panic the other cannon. So, whereas his cannons could have done a lot of damage to me, first shots, take out my cannons or something like that. Right now, they just basically took each other out. So, a real big bit of luck for me. Otherwise, after his turn, it's going to look like this. So, for the most part, it's just a general advance. He is going to be landing his mortar onto my hammerers and killing a lot there. I believe, yeah, he did a flaming sword onto the mortar, so it was +1 to wound, so that's why he's able to get so many. But otherwise, not too much crazy done, just kind of moving up. So on my turn here, I am going to actually get some magic off. So going here with the anvil, I am able to make the hammerers have +1 armor, so that'll kind of help them a bit from any more mortar shots or arrows. And then I make the warriors immune to psych, because why not? Nothing was in range for using my magic missiles, so might as well. And this is what it looks like after the turn. So really what happens is I'm able to hit the steam tank, do some wounds to it. By the way, the ghost haunted mansion there has already done a couple of wounds to the demigryphs, so that was pretty nice. I was able to shoot and kill 1 of the demigryphs from the far side. Really, that's really kind of it. A lot of my shooting wasn't in range or couldn't do anything. But, yeah, still feeling somewhat okay. So on his turn here, he is going to be kind of moving up pretty fast here. The demigryphs on the left, You can see one's missing because a ghost ate one. That was pretty cool. He brings up the cactuses here in an interesting spot because I had reformed my warriors to face the right here, and in doing so did it in kind of sloppy fashion, so that now if I charge that cactuses, I'll be showing my flank to the halberdiers, and had I done it correctly and tilted myself a bit, I could just redirect into the halberdiers to get myself to where I want to be, but I did not do that, so I'm in kind of a tough spot here. Otherwise, he does some more damage to my hammerers, really trying to kill them. His cannons, of course, can't shoot. The steam tank can't really do much. I believe he actually misfired. And no, not this turn. This turn, he tried shooting through the hammers and get to the cannon, but stopped before my cannon. And that's really his turn. Oh, and by the way, he tried to shoot down and do some damage to my gyrocopter on the right, which is going after his war machines, but I stopped his. He went for the super fireball. I actually scrolled that one using my rune, and then he, with arrows, did a 1 wound to it. So on my turn over here, the hammers are going to go for a charge, and if I made this is going to be massive, but I failed the charge by 1. I needed something really huge. I rolled a 9, needed a 10, so I can't really be too upset for failing that charge. And this is where I go to crappy pictures. Don't worry, guys. There's only 2 of these, and then I'll be going to video. But really what happens here is I just decide to kind of hold. This is where I'm showing you where I really would love to charge this cactuses to get it out of the way, but I can't, because if I do that, I'm showing off my flank and doing exactly what he wants. And then over here, I charge into the cannon. And past this, we go to video time.
I'm just going to change formats because my camera is stupid and died on me. I already showed that I tried to charge here, but the biggest thing is I need to kill the demigryphs. Almost everything failed, but I dedicated the last cannon, killed the demigryph. They failed panic and went way back there, so that's really bad luck for him, losing both those units, basically. Then I whiff against the cannon, but it breaks, and I run it down, so the gyrocopter is there. And otherwise, this is what the board state looks like. Alright, so on his turn 3, his cactuses charge my anvil. The demi-wolves charged here and failed it by 1 inch. Otherwise, he had a misfire here, so he couldn't shoot, but he still came back and killed my gyrocopter, rallied there, reduced my toughness on the warriors, and then hit it with a mortar to kill 9. Otherwise, some other shooting and stuff didn't really do too much. And then over here in combat, he does a wound to me, I do nothing back, and like I said, gyrocopter done. So that's this turn. Alright, so gyrocopter charged the mortar. I tried charging here, but failed that charge. Otherwise, what happened is I also charged the hammers in the building just to kind of clear that thing out. Magic phase, try doing armor onto myself, that fails. Other movement, I move my cannon back so it can hide from the demigryphs. I reform here so I can try and help my buddy in the shooting phase and be able to kill some of them and some of the archers there, and do a couple more wounds to the steam tank. Ghosts from the haunted mansion also do another one there. But otherwise, in combat, he does 2 wounds to me, so things are getting scary, but I do 1 back somehow. And he's going to hold up there because he's super brave. So on to his turn. Alright, so on his turn 4, decided not to generate any steam points because it's kind of scary. He charges in his demigryphs to here, otherwise he reforms so the knights can get forward. In the magic phase, he puts on the flaming sword of ruin. I can't think of anything really happened much in the shooting phase, so then in combat, he kills just about 6 guys here. He fails tons of his 3+ saves, taking 5 wounds, so I actually win by 1, and then reform here. He holds back there, and this is a pillow fight. And we're on to Dwarves turn 4. So my turn 4, the Thunderers with a BSB are going to charge in here. Shooting phase is going to see the flame cannon kill some of these guys. Cannons and organ guns do a little bit of damage, but hardly anything. But the biggest thing is then coming in combat, destroy finally the mortar, so get that. Over here, he kills some of my guys. I do 1 wound back. He actually wins because he's a musician and I'm not, but I hold and I'm able to reform as well. Also shot a cannon there, couldn't kill off that steam tank. But yeah, over here issued a challenge with the BSB because there's no challenge before. He's going to fail and run off the board, and I'm going to rally to try and deal with these knights. So on to his turn 5. So on his turn, he tries to generate some steam points. He's going to misfire, but he has to keep at least 1, so he could steam the building. That didn't actually do anything, but this unit here charged into the flank, ran up his knights, otherwise just kind of moved up the bunker. In the magic phase, I make a blunder because for some reason I thought he was raising their weapon skill, but it was actually decreasing here. Dropped my weapon skill by 3, which was a kind of a big deal. In this combat though, he killed, I think it was 6 of my guys. I just killed 1 back, but I'm steadfast and held. And otherwise, that's really it. So on to my side 5. So my turn 5, Gyrocopter tries a charge, why not, fails. Really I just move up here and they come out of the building. In the shooting phase, well, I decided to skip my magic phase because whatever, and shoot everything I can to here, kill a good number of guys. The ghosts decide to finally kill that steam tank, so that's pretty nice of them. Then we get to combat in here, and I'm still at -3 weapon skill, so I do pretty much nothing. He kills a few guys. I end up losing by 3, and I hold. But a big part there is during my armor saves, I had to make 3, and I made 2 6s. So yeah, got pretty lucky. Otherwise, he'd be charging and doing lots of nasty stuff. So his turn, last turn. So on his turn 6, he charges in the knights here. His character's kind of split up, and then after the magic phase, he reduces my toughness by 2. He wanted to move the level 2 in front, but unfortunately they're too far apart, so he had to lose the level 4 to redirect me. In the combat here, first of all on this side, again I get really lucky making some 6s to save. I need a 5 to hold, and I make it, so these guys are being stubborn like dwarves are supposed to be. And then over here he comes in, I do a challenge, he takes it with a champ. He only kills 1 on me, I do nothing back, and I actually win by 1, but he holds. So on to my last turn. Alright, so on the last turn of the game, I basically just charged into the level 4, he decided to hold. Shooting phase, or magic phase, tried to kill off his level 2, didn't work, but I was able to raise up the armor, so that was kind of cool. Shooting phase, kill the level 2, try and kill the guys in the building, fail, there's 1 guy left. Combat, able to beat the knights and run them down. And then over here, he finally did what should have happened 3 turns ago and beat those dwarves. So pretty sure it's a win for the dwarves. Did you have any comments on the battle of what you think went right or wrong?
The cannon's dying like the first turn.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. 1
explodes, 1 panics. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of need to get a few shots off of them.
So of course we're doing this one because you wanted me to use the anvil. Do you think I should ever use this again?
No.
No. I mean, really, if this was... I mean, he did some cool things like, oh wow, I have extra armor, but that's like 170 points. I mean, that could just be another cannon plus other stuff.
Even in a fun game, it's not fun. It's
just silly. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Hey there, guys. This is us Malorian with a little bit after action report, to put in Anthony's words. But really what I want to talk about is a little bit more about the anvil, because as crazy and as mixed up as this battle report got between 2 different types of cameras and videos, I really wanted to show this to kind of get back to dwarves and really talk about the anvil. Because like I said, the fellow here, Kyle, he was always asking for the anvil just to kind of see it. And I know other people have been asking me too, hey Malorian, what's a good build with the anvil? Because I really liked the anvil in the last book, but I never take it anymore. Now, the real issue here at first is just the low effectiveness of the map model. This is no longer something where you just say, hey, on a 2+, I get to do this, and it just happens. I have to throw magic dice. It's dependent on what type of, how big of a magic phase I get. It's dependent on how strong my opponents are. Do they have a level 4? Do they not have a level 4? Do they have a scroll, which is just going to shut me down? I can throw to 6 dice and try and 6 dice it. and if I get double sixes, hey, forces its way through. And because it's an innate bound item, sure, it can't be stopped. But again, I would before it was so much better. We're just on a 2+. It just happened. And then the actual effects. I mean, making yourself immune to psych really almost never comes into play. The magic missile, sure, that's kind of really cool. But whereas before you could do this anywhere on the board, now you need to start having line of sight. It's only 2 feet instead of having so much room. It doesn't have the speed anymore of the attacker. And normally that's what I use it for, right? I was using that to say, hey, those demigryphs I don't want to fight, they're half speed, so I can ignore them for a turn. So all that being gone, the +1 armor is, again, it can be nice, especially if you are going with Iron Breakers. Okay, it's kind of going all right there. But then we get to the second part, which is just the cost of this thing. Normally, I don't even run a Rune Lord. I'll run a Rune Smith, and that right there, from going to what a Rune Smith is to going to a Rune Lord, I'm already throwing in points I didn't want to spend. Now I got to spend another 170 points or whatever to get the anvil. And it's just, wow, you know, those points could be going anywhere else. I could be getting in 2 more gyrocopters, and those will be doing more work for me than what this thing does, right? If I had 2 more gyrocopters in this game, they'd be doing fantastic. Or I could have another war machine, like I said there. I could just throw in a cannon with a rune, and I could be doing all this other stuff, right? It's just not worth the points. And then I'm not toughness 10 anymore with a 4+ ward. I'm toughness 5 with a 5+ ward. So I'm also forced to kind of take the rune of shielding as well to get that 2+ ward against magic and shooting. And again, that's another cost that I just did not plan on having in there. So in total, it's probably somewhere in the range of like 240 points extra that I'm paying for this thing. And is it really worth all that cost? Guys, it really isn't. So if you really like the anvil, if you really love Iron Breakers, sure, you can go and you can take the anvil and have fun with it. But competitively, no, it is just a liability and a lot of points. So either way, it still is nice to get back to my dwarves. They haven't seen the action in a while. And thanks for watching the Battle Report. Bye.